Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back, and today we're going to be covering the movie The Rhythm Section. It tells the story of Stephanie Patrick, a young woman who lost her family in a plane crash. Years later though, she finds out that that plane crash was not by accident, it was on purpose. And she's going to do whatever it takes to get her revenge. The movie stars Blake Lively, Jude Law, Sterling K. Brown. It's directed by Reed Morano. She's known for The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. And it's written by Mark Brunell. When I looked on IMDb, this was his first credit for a screenplay. The screenplay is also based off of Mark Brunell's book titled The Rhythm Section. As a matter of fact, it's the first in a series of 4 books that he's written back in like late 90s. When the film starts, we find Stephanie in like a very low point. She's doing prostitution and she's addicted to drugs. And to me, with the way that they set this whole character up, and you find out over time, obviously, that her family died and she practically has nothing else to live for, it blew me away because of the fact that they mentioned in the movie she was a college student in Oxford. And I'm guessing that once her family died, she just dropped everything. She completely lost herself. And to me, I was just asking myself, Stephanie, do you not have any other family? Do you not have an uncle or an aunt or a grandparent that can take you in and help you out? Because if not, I am so sorry. But it seemed like this weird, drastic fallout for a character, if that makes any sense. There's flashbacks in the movie that we see of her, and she's with her family, and they live in a nice house. They are having the time of their lives, just mingling, talking, spending time with each other, taking pictures together, eating together, playing games together. But once all that fell apart, when everyone died, she completely took a 180, dropped out of school, became a prostitute, and was addicted to drugs. It just seems so far out there, but unfortunately there comes a point in this movie that you just have to suspend your disbeliefs. And this is the start of it. Whenever Stephanie finds out that her family was actually killed on purpose, she goes and she wants to figure out a way to kill the people that killed her parents. Again, an Oxford student, grew up in what looked like a great family, has literally become a druggie, and now wants to go and murder the people that killed her family. Like, to me, for a second, I was like, that seems so aggressive, and like you're ramping up so high. It just didn't make sense for her character. But again, for the sake of the film, Stephanie wants to be an assassin, all right? She goes on, and throughout the movie, she finds her way to Jude Law's character, and this is in the moment of the film where I felt like it actually started getting fun and interesting. Jude Law's character, Boyd, he is what was an ex-assassin to an extent, I guess, like a sleeper cell kind of. She finds him through some information that she finds through a journalist, and when she arrives, she obviously is still affected by drugs, affected by her past, not the same person. Like, she is this low person, and through him, he kind of builds her up to be the person that she wants to be. He builds her up to the point where she actually wants to be, and that is to be a fighter, be a stone cold killer, to kill the people that affected her family, who killed her family. Throughout that time when she's with Jude Law, we see her kind of train and build more confidence within herself, and then she goes out and she goes on to her first couple missions. It's through these missions where we finally get to meet Sterling K. Brown, Mark. He is a information broker whom Stephanie goes through to get the intel and to kind of get new missions for her to go and kill people and get money. What's so weird about their dynamic is the fact that Stephanie, whom from the beginning of the film does not trust anybody, to that point of that film when she meets Sterling K. Brown, she still doesn't even know she can even trust Jude Law's character, and doesn't want to be touched. Multiple times there's moments where people go up to her and she like flinches back a little bit, does not want to be close to anybody. But with Sterling K. Brown's character, he's the love interest. There's a moment where they're making out in his house. Like, it just didn't make sense. It seemed like one of those cliche things you have to throw it in there because you just kind of had that in the movie, and it literally belittled her character to a point where I was like, really? But fortunately, whenever Stephanie does go out on these missions, some of the action is pretty cool. It's not really all that great, to be quite honest, And that's something that I kind of appreciate about the film. She doesn't automatically become this Jason Bourne-like fighter that is literally doing moves and literally just learn within a matter of months how to be just this natural killer. She struggles with it. And she actually struggles with it a lot. There's never really a moment where she actually succeeds in a fight until the very, very end. Until like her last fight. Like you felt like she had the upper hand. The entire time she was either not able to complete it the way that she wanted it to, needed to, or literally intended to. You see this constant struggle within her character where she's fighting the whole feeling of, I don't want to kill the person. But that's what you want to do. Like your character this entire time, your motivation the entire time is that you want to kill these people that killed your family. But when the time comes, you don't want to. When the time comes to start taking people out, you don't want to do it. But that's the only motivator. And by the end of the film, she doesn't come to any other conclusion. She doesn't find that other answer to help her with the struggle that she has. She just gets to a point where she's like, I just gotta do it. Though they portrayed the fact that she struggled with it, grounded her, made her character a bit more relatable, it still did not fit for her because that was her only motivator. And they did not give her any other reason or let the character find some other way to execute on that motivation. The way the film was shot was interesting. It kind of threw me off though a couple times whenever we would see Stephanie's character, just this embodiment of someone who's broken and is in a very dark place, be wearing these very bright clothes. Again, I know I'm being really critical and nitpicky, but again, it just didn't fit the character. Though visually it looks super nice. There'd be moments where we would see Stephanie's character in a background where everything is just very dark colors, very toned down colors of just dark greens and browns and blacks. And well, she's beside Jude Law's character who only wears black. But her character is wearing this super bright beanie with the super bright coat. And for some reason, to me, it just did not fit her character at all. I feel like the colors that she emotes should not be something that bright because that's not where she's at. Maybe by the time we get to the end of the film and she feels fulfilled and she feels that she has grown out of that space, maybe we see her start wearing some brighter colors. But to me, it seemed really weird to see her be really bright from the very beginning. Though visually, I thought it looked really nice. It just did not make sense for her character. Another nitpicky aspect to it is that I think the choice of music at times was kind of weird. I know that there was moments where you need to lighten the mood, you need to bring up the energy a little bit, or just make things seem a bit more lighthearted because everything is so low, but it just was a little too lighthearted. We'll be going through this very, very serious moment, and then right off the bat, we are playing some really upbeat music. But the upbeat music is not even going along with what's going on in the moment. There's a moment with no spoilers where she's driving down the road in a Jeep and some very upbeat music is being played, but the entire time, Jude Law's character is messing with Stephanie the entire time. Just kind of showing, like pushing her, and she's getting fed up with it. And I'm like, this music does not even go along with what is going on in the scene. The movie has a one shot, it's a car scene, and I thought it was actually pretty cool. The entire time, it's just Stephanie's character being chased by a group of people, and the camera does not cut. Now, again, the way that they're cutting it is by mending these different takes together by either blending them or masking them in certain ways. Unfortunately, I think that it wasn't as good as, let's say, in comparison to 1917. 1917 did such a masterful job in just intricately interweaving these scenes together where, like, the human eye at times could not even tell that they were cutting between scenes. Here, unfortunately, I think the way that they were trying to get around it though was by being so zoomed in at times and by quickly like flipping the camera left and right so that way they can blend within the blurs. And so me as just someone who does this stuff, that edits this kind of stuff, and I can tell, but again, to maybe a normal viewer, you probably will not even be able to notice it. It didn't take me out of the moment. I really enjoyed the scene. I thought it was really, really fun, and I loved it. Jude Law and Sterling K. Brown, I think they did a fine job at the roles. They fulfilled what they needed to do. Their characters did not offer so much dynamic range. Again, all the attention has to go to Blake Lively. Like, oh my god. There'll be moments where I'm watching this film and I'm like, is that even Blake Lively? It didn't even look like her. Like, big kudos to the makeup team. There's this picture that she actually posted on her Instagram around the time that she was filming this. And it's a picture of her face. And she's holding a picture of herself, but with the makeup on of what she looks like at the beginning of the film. And it's so, like, you can't even tell the difference. And there's still even moments in the film where she's normal, she looks healthy, but she still doesn't even look like Blake Lively. Like, I'm gonna show a picture of her right here where she look, when everyone knows her from, and then a picture of her right here. They don't look the same. It blew my mind at times. I don't know if it's just such a fantastic job from the makeup team, but I think also her performance, because she really, like, became this character. She did such a great job portraying Stephanie, being a Stephanie at a low point and being Stephanie at maybe not a high point, but more a progressed point. She, during times, you can really tell the emotions in her face whenever she's struggling between either killing or not killing. You can tell whenever she's battling within herself and her mind to just push herself a little bit further. And in the middle of the action, her way of just showing her pain and her screaming, and like I said before, in the one-shot scene, there's moments where she's literally just screaming just for dear life because she just wants to stay alive the entire time. I mean, phenomenal job to Blake Lively for this role. She is what literally sells this entire film. The rhythm section can be thrilling at times, but unfortunately the final beats of the movie are completely off. We get to the end of the film and I couldn't help but keep asking myself, like, is this really how we're gonna end it? That's it? Blake Lively's performance is phenomenal, but unfortunately I don't think it's enough for me to recommend this film to anyone. Anyways, thanks guys for watching this review. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribe, share the video with your friends so they can look at it, think about it, and in the comments down below, let me know what you think. I want to have a conversation with you guys. Tell me what you thought of the film once you've seen it. And if you have any questions, hit them up down there below in the comments section. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.